Well, I got all my Christmas stuff out and made a giant mess. These were all from Graphic 45, 12 Days of Christmas. I wanted to work with all these scraps that I have. I'm going to take this set, even these little things. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I want to make something out of it, like a book or something. This was a sheet, like a 12 by 12 sheet that had this and this on there, so I just cut it in half and then scored these two as far to the edge as possible, so it made the edges shorter, but still within the line here, so that way it can be folded. I think that's how I'm going to do it because they're all double-sided, so I didn't want to glue them down, but I kind of like this little fold out aspect, and these can be tucked into a page that I'm going to make. I do have some manila folders that I might use to make a folio. I might make this like a Christmas folio type book. So whatever I make, it has to have this in it. Like this has to fit inside of it, which if I did a folio, that would work. When I was thinking about this before bed last night, I was thinking, so these are 12 by 12s, and I could easily do like, oh, I can't, because this is 6 right here. So if I wanted to do a book of some sort, it needs to be a little bit bigger than 6, which is fine. I can figure that out. So I guess if we're going to do a book, the height needs to be about, let's do 7. That way I have a 1/2 inch on each. I like to have that much room for little tabs and tags to stick out. So 7 inches tall. And then if this was 3 wide, I'm guessing this is 4 inches, but sometimes I just like to be weird and measure. Okay, yep, that's 4 inches. So if I want a whole extra inch, because I'm going to be having tabs down this side and possibly on that side, then I want to go to 5. So we'll do a 5 by 7 book. Okay, 5 inches wide. I love that. I used to do everything in squares, and now I'm really loving like the longer, thinner version. I think an outside for it would be cool, like a big envelope and like fold it in half somehow. I have to look through my stash and see what I have, or I could just stick with the folders that I already have pulled out. That might be a better idea. Okay, let's think about that. I'm gonna set these over here. Okay, I need another tape, not tape measure. Oh my gosh. That's funny because I used to work in the construction industry. So, and my boyfriend is a roofer. So if we wanted 7 inches tall, we have plenty of room there, obviously. How many? So if we want 5 inches wide, so we have this much room extra to work with, because this is flimsy and sometimes I want to fold it over and reinforce it and stuff like that. So we have room, but I also need a thicker spine. So let's take and use that whole area for the spine. So then our spine is this wide. There's 5 inches. There's 5 inches. Then I can have a flap. So I think I'm going to do it like that. Cut it up 5 and then have this as my flap. That's what I want to do for a folio. So now I have to cut this down. Okay, do I want to keep this tab to use in the flap or just have it straight? Let's see where 7 inches lies. So let me flip this over. Okay, if we did 7 inches from this side, we're completely getting rid of that tab. Okay. If we do 7 inches from this side, our tab's going to be at the bottom. I don't like that. If I was going to have a tab, I would want it in the middle. I don't have, out of my envelopes, I mean, oh my goodness, my folders, they all have edgings. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it like this. Got it. I like to save these because sometimes I like to use, sometimes I make to like, ugh, I cannot talk today, like to make little flip outs. So I might do that. I need this still. Okay. If I'm doing this, and then I want to end my book at 5 inches, I need to cut this off 5 inches and score back there at 5 inches and then fold it around. Is that what I would like to do? It gave me quite a bit more room than I expected, but that's okay because I'm still going to probably be cutting my pages at 6 inches, so this would tuck inside. So that will be fine. 6 inches tall, obviously not wide. Okay, cutting this at 5 inches. Oh my goodness, look what I just did. Okay, guess what? We can fix this. Why didn't you stop me? We can fix this because we can take this and glue it over here. And then, guess what? It will be 5 inches. And it'll be a little thicker. And then we can always cover it with paper because we were going to anyways. Okay, here's my score thing. Because I need to score over here at 5 inches. And then, let's see, how big is this right now? So this is 3/4 of an inch. So I want to score at 5 and then at 5 3/4 to match. Oh, why do I feel like this is extremely difficult? Ooh, look at this. I kind of like this. Maybe it was a good thing that I accidentally cut that off. I just like how it like folds over, and I bought these magnets that this would I can magnetize it and make like a cute little to open it. And that seems more like fantasy, romantic-y, not romantic like in a love way, but like Christmassy, you know, nostalgic. That's a better word. Okay, I think I might do that. See, accidents are sometimes great. I'm sure that that's how half of the fantastic things we have in this world came about, was somebody did something stupid by accident. And then they made the best of it. So, okay, this is really flimsy and I really need to work on these creases. And then I need to figure out how I'm going to cover this. What do I want this to look like, and how much paper do I have for outside and inside? Because please tell me this is not 12 inches. Okay, it's a little more than 12 inches. Isn't that my luck? That's okay, because I don't want to put anything on these edges because, well, maybe. Oh, we can write words down the side, so then we don't have to use up, that takes a 3/4 and 3/4 off, so that will be perfect. Okay. I hope that makes sense what I'm talking about. I want to look at the back of all of these pages, because the back of these pages is the ones that have the pattern. The front has all these, like, that stuff, which that's not going to work for this project. Will that fit? It kind of fits. I think that would be so cute for a book cover, but I think it's just too big. Like, you wouldn't be able to see the whole circle, but darn, because I liked that. Oh, that's interesting paper. So that would be the same paper. I like this. Oh, I might put that along the edging of my book because I like that. All right, let's look at all the backs. This is like shopping. We have to do it. Okay. I really feel like red is, I'm loving it, because that, to me, red is Christmas. I wonder if I do like the inside of the book this, the outside of the book that, maybe. Okay, that's, I don't like that. It's too green and just not my thing. This is pretty. Definitely not using that one. This one's a great background. Maybe for a page inside of it. I like it, but not like, ooh, I like this one. Okay, I definitely don't want blue. Okay, it's definitely going to be a red book. So I'm liking these. I need to see what is my focal point going to be on the outside of this book. Like, I want some sort of a focal point right here. Season's greetings, more writing. You could write a little love note. Oh, look at this. Here's a small version of this. Maybe this thing's getting cut apart. It's too big for that. I would have to, I mean, I can go ahead and add more to this so this comes all the way to the edge, or like I said, with the original piece that I cut off, wherever that went here. If we did that and we put it here like that, this would be wide enough for that to go on. Maybe make it a little bit shorter, put that on, and then it still folds. It still does this and this. Yeah, and I guess since you'd normally open a book that way, that would be the best way to do it. So, okay, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get really close to this edge, even though I'm going to bind it somehow or another. I don't want any peeling coming up, so. Okay, there's glue going out everywhere, but that's okay because then I know it's glued well. Okay, let's cut out this for our front page. Oh, no, there we go. I swear, this thing decides to mess up at the most inopportune times. I mean, I'll probably trim all that off anyways, but still. Ugh. So frustrating. What am I losing? Good, glad tidings. Glad tidings. Guess I'm okay with that, because here we go. All right, so I feel like I want this to be in more of a circle when I put it on here. Ooh, I like that. So I'm trying to think of what out of the patterns that I was thinking about putting on the front, which one's gonna look the best behind this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, with 4 options, which I don't think this one's gonna be an option, but I'm only gonna be seeing like this much of it, and I feel like the flowers, it's just, there's too many flowers on there, so I'm not gonna use that because of that reason. Okay, I like this, but again, I just felt like it's a bunch of flowers, but it looked really good with this one, so I might use this one. This one, I feel like you're gonna get it, like it could be off crooked or something because of these stripes are too perfect. So if you don't get it on there just right, it's gonna look crooked, and then that's gonna drive you crazy. So I think I'm gonna skip that one because of that reason. And that leaves this, which I have 2 of these pages, so that's handy for the outside because I want to make sure I have enough paper for the outside. Inside it's easier to hide things, but outside needs to be perfect. So I like this, and I feel like it could still be kind of crooked, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go with this on here for the outside of the book. Okay, so I inked all the edges of my folio here, inside and out, every single edge where it bends, except for I'm leaving that straight because I do plan on gluing a piece of paper in here to match that so it won't bend. I went ahead and I cut 7 inches here all the way across and left this strip. I have it right here like that. And now I'm using this section down here to cut these larger sections out, which I've already cut one out, and then I'll cut this one from here, and I don't think I'll have enough left for here, so I'll have to use this section of paper. And I think I'm going to put something different here. I'm not sure yet on that. But so that's how I got this. Again, I did the markings. But with this, I went ahead and I corner rounded all my edges. Well, this one it wouldn't corner around because it was in too far already, but that's fine. So I did round the edges, and that means I'll need to do the same for this. But the trick with this is I have to make sure I only round these 2 corners, not these 2 corners. So I'm going to corner round. I'm going to ink with brown, which I don't know why I put my ink away. I feel like it should just live right here because I use it so much. And then I'm going to use my score tape to stick it down in place and put some glue around it so it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't move, and it sits exactly where I want it when I set it down, because that's how I like to do these pages that are on the outside and important to me. I don't want them to get moved around because the glue sometimes it will slide and I just don't like that. So that's my trick for getting things put on properly the first time. Just getting this inked up. Double check that it's gonna go how I want it to. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on this other side. I am gonna have another piece of paper that will fit right around that. So the only thing is if it looks bad, I might have to put a corner on here. And I have some little metal corners that actually I might put on anyways that look really cute. Or I can fold a cute paper corner to hide that as well. So if whatever happens there, I can show you when we get to that point. But I like how it looks. I've got it inked. I'm going to go ahead and get things ready to tack it down. And then maybe one down the middle. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on here. But I'm going to remove these first so I don't have to accidentally get glue all over my hands. And then just when I spread this glue, I do like really thin because otherwise it's going to bubble the paper and stuff. Yeah, this is too thick. Okay, we're going to have to use this glue and I'm going to have to go get some more at the store. This is just Elmer's glue or whatever, kids glue, but I find that using it in addition to this tape stuff, it just works really well. And it's really, you can apply it really thin if you get one of these. I got these little, I have two of these bottles, but one of them, the nozzle does not work very well. So be very careful and always plug it right back up as soon as you're done spreading the glue, which is annoying, but see how well it and thin it spreads? So I like that. Okay. Oh my, that was not supposed to happen. Hold your breath, that helps. No, I'm kidding, don't do that. Look at how cute this is gonna look. I just want to adore it while I'm sitting here doing this inking part. Okay, I'm comfortable with that. I hope I don't regret this, using these tweezers. I also feel like I need to put this with it right up the right side, even though I'm not using the back. I feel like it still needs to go that way. Okay. Last page. We need to cut this little guy. There. And about there. And then we just need to quarter round it and ink it, and then we can glue it down. Okay, our outside big pieces are done. Let's just take a look at how this is gonna go, because we want the big part to be, yeah, it has to do that. It has to do that because of this. I want an actual book, and that's going to be able to completely come out by itself. And then on the back, I'll have the background and either a pocket that little journal will go into so it doesn't slide out, because when I pick it up like this, it will slide out. So I have to find a way to keep that attached. So another cute idea is these little flaps that fold out, which that's why I save these types of things. So then if we cut this here like that and we make it where it folds in and out and it has this give to it, then we can basically put our little book in here and then wrap this around it, close it, and then it's not going to fall out. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I think that's how I'm going to design this book. I really enjoy those types of folios, if you will. I enjoy that type of design. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. Okay. I have my 2 flaps. I do need to ink these, and I also need to glue them down. And then we'll get started on making some pages and figuring out how we're going to design this with what we have. We're just going to use what we have. Okay. That one will go there. This one will go here. Book's really coming together. And these can fold down even more. They don't have to be up as high as this edge. Okay, we're still going good here. Look at that. Then nothing inside there is going to fall out. But that side is crucial. This I think will be pretty easy because it's so big. There we go. And here we go.